Well, hello, YouTube. Steve Patton with General Patton Bushcraft back with you, friends. Back out in the backyard. I got another special recap for Alone, Season 13, Episode 10, titled No Safe Haven. This is the official show notes / recap. Stay with me.
Thank you so much for stopping by General Patton's Bushcraft and Self-Reliance on YouTube. I appreciate everything you do for the channel and all your support.
All right, friends, this is the official show notes of Alone Season 13, Episode 10, titled No Safe Haven. Friends, this is the World Championship. Now they're up there in that Beaufort region, the second largest Arctic delta in the world, friends. And you know, every show starts out with a quote from a famous person. And this quote comes from Michael D. Montagny. And it goes like this, quote, "We must learn to suffer what we cannot evade," unquote. All right, it's day 51, friends, and 5 people remain. All right, friends, the show starts out with Jax. That's the 40-year-old from New York, USA. And it's about 16 degrees outside. Jax is out checking trot lines, checking snares, and she's singing in this loud voice about how you gotta believe that there's rabbits in them snares. You gotta believe that there's fish in them gill nets. You gotta believe, friends. And as she's singing that song, friends, she gets a hare. This is the number 7 bunny. This is the 7th bunny that Jax has gotten since launch. And she gets a second hare, friends. 2 bunny days. She puts the bunny in the paracord bag that she made with leftover gill net parts. Pretty slick little bag. She drops that bunny in there back to the shelter to eat that rabbit. And friends, oh my goodness, there is just way too much steam and way too much smoke, friends, inside her shelter. She's got to do something. All right, it's day 51, 3:31 p.m. The show goes over to Aaron. He's the 40-year-old from British Columbia, Canada. 13 degrees outside, friends, and he's cleaning bunnies. He's got 3 frozen bunny. These things are frozen solid, friends. He cleans them right outside his camp there. And after he's done cleaning those bunnies, he gets his ferro rod out, starts a nice little fire, friends. And currently participants have 7 hours of daylight. They're losing about 10 minutes a day, friends. No fire inside the shelter yet for Aaron. He doesn't want to put up with the smoke, friends. And he's only eaten rabbit since day 24. Only rabbits for over 24 days, friends. He hears a squirrel, and he wants that squirrel for fish bait, friends. Grabs his bow, gets 2 shots off. Friends, he misses both of them. And oh no, he drops his gloves in the fire, friends. He burns up one of his gloves while he's out firing arrows all over missing squirrels. His glove was burning up in the fire, friends. Not a good day for Aaron. Oh no, friends. Aaron mentally has been rock solid, but he can tell that he's got some chinks in his armor now, and he's starting to break down a little bit. It's getting cold, friends. That's the other thing. And it's cold inside the shelter. He hasn't had a fire in his shelter, friends. His feet are cold. Trust me. So he breaks down. He builds a little fire inside the shelter, friends. We learned that he built a chimney back on day 13. It's day 51 now, and he uses the shelter or the chimney inside the shelter for the first time, friend. Okay, day 52, 2:24 p.m. The show goes over to Ziga. He's the 35-year-old from Kosevji, Slovenia, friends, and he's planning on making those repairs. If you recall, he's got those cracks in his mud clay chimney. So he's planning on making those repairs, friends. And he's working on a door for his shelter. Makes a nice wood front door out of some wood logs. It's a small door, friends. He chinks it with some moss. And participants are approaching polar night, friends. That's where the sun does not appear above the horizon. That's called polar night up there where they are. Ziga has a nice shelter, friends, but oh no, that mud chimney, it breaks off right at the roof line, right on the outside, friends. Oh man, it's pretty cold. No fire for Ziga, and he's got to get the repairs going quickly in a hurry, friends, so he can get another fire going. Day 53, 11:43 a.m. The show goes over to the 51-year-old from Wales, United Kingdom, and that's Andrew, friends. It's 16 degrees. He's sitting in his shelter, and he shows us that pot of water. It's frozen solid, friends. It's rock solid. And he tells us about the noises that the river's making. It's making some creaking, some cracking, and some moaning noises as it freezes over, friends. And they want about 4 inches of ice before they can walk out there and start the ice fishing. So he checks the snares. He gets a bunny, finds another bunny. This one's alive, friends, in the snare. And so he gets both those bunnies back to the shelter, friends. Fire inside the shelter. Wants to eat the organs and the eyeballs and the brains first. He needs fat, friends, because he's cramping up something fierce. He's got major, major bad cramps, friends. I mean, real bad cramps. And his plan is to rest, hydrate, and eat bunny organs. Day 55, and Aaron, the gentleman from British Columbia, Canada, he's checking his snare lines, talking about how he doesn't like the design of his shelter, friends. He's got the same situation as Jack's. Steam and smoke inside the shelter, friends, and it is cold. His feet are cold all the time. And he feels a bad bug coming on his stomach, friends. He doesn't know if he ate some bad rabbit or what's going on. But he feels his mental toughness slipping, friends. He's got a bad stomach ache. He was rock solid. Now he's feeling the loneliness, friends. All right, day 58, 11:01 a.m. Show goes over to Nero. He heads down to check the gill net in the fish weir. Remember, he's got that little small, friends, it's just a small area of water that's not completely froze over, maybe the size of 2 bathtubs. And on one side of it, he's got a gill net deployed. And remember, on the other side, he was harvesting all those little small whitefish. Well, he goes down, he checks the gill net, friends. He's got a big old canoe, friends, a big old whitefish. He knocks the ice off the gill net, redeploys it, and he's walking around the water, friends. And oh man, he falls in. One leg falls in past the knee. So it's back to the shelter for Andrew. He's got to change his clothes, and he's got to get that boot, friends, dried out. And we see some quick footage from all 5. Andrew, Nero, Aaron, Jax, and Zika. They're all struggling. Who will be next, friends? Who's going to tap out next? Friends, day 61, 12:36 p.m., and the show goes back over to Jax. She's sitting in her shelter repairing her gill net, and it's snowing outside. And mentally, she sounds like she's doing pretty good. But friends, she's got to stop because the smoke and the steam, it's killing her eyeballs. They're hurting. They're blurry. She can't see. Oh, man, friends, they are really, really hurting. And she guts it out to the next day, day 62, 11:02 in the morning, friends. And she can't even open her eyes. She taps out, friends. Day 62, Jax. She was doing good, friends. But it was that smoke and the steam inside that shelter that made her tap. The show ends right there. 4 people remain. All right, friends, that's the official recap, the show notes from Malone, Season 13, Episode 10, friends. I want to thank you for stopping by the channel. I appreciate everything you do for the channel. All your likes, all your views, all your shares, most importantly, all your comments. Leave me a comment. Let me know who you think's going to win this thing now. We got 4 men left, friends. This is the World Championship. Who's going to win? All right. Please, please don't depart from the faith. And if you haven't already, give your life to Christ. Do it today. Don't wait. And as always, God is good. God is great. I see y'all on the next video. Already got a date.